Hey everyone, we're about to jump into one of the most talked about, most transformative technologies out there, artificial intelligence. In this explainer, we're going to cut through all the noise and show you what it really is, how it's already changing our world, and most importantly, how you can actually start using it, like today. So, to get a sense of just how massive this is, let's start with a number. PwC is forecasting that AI could pump up to $15.7 trillion into the global economy by 2030. I mean, that's not just a small shift in an industry, that's a full-blown economic revolution in the making. So what is this game-changing tech? Well, at the heart of it all is something called generative AI. Now, unlike the old-school AI that just, analyzes or sorts information, generative AI creates. It's been trained on just incredible amounts of data. We're talking text, art, code, you name it, and it uses those patterns to generate brand new content that feels completely original. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big picture, then zoom in to see how industries are getting a major facelift. From there, we'll get personal and look at the toolkit you can use, then explore how you can even build your own AI apps. And finally, we'll tackle some of the really important challenges we need to think about. All right, let's kick things off with the revolution itself. It's super helpful to understand how we got here to really see where this whole thing is going. Now, I know it feels like AI just exploded onto the scene overnight, but it's actually been building up for years. We had some early models back in the late 2010s, but the real game changer was in 2017 with something called the transformer architecture. You can think of that as the aha moment that finally taught AI how to understand context and language. It's the engine behind almost everything we use today. By 2022, it was ready for prime time, and by 2025, it's expected to be pretty much everywhere, like in the HR departments of most big companies. So, how does all that theory actually translate into the real world? Let's take a look at how it's completely remaking huge parts of our economy, from the factory floor all the way to the corner office. Let's start with manufacturing. So the old way was totally reactive. A machine breaks down, the whole production line stops, and you're just losing money by the minute. But now, AI enables what's called predictive maintenance. By analyzing all the data coming off a piece of equipment, it can actually forecast a failure before it happens. This lets you schedule repairs ahead of time and avoid that crazy expensive downtime. It's a huge shift from just fixing problems to actually preventing them. And you see a really similar change happening in the office. Just think about HR. Recruiters used to spend just hundreds of hours staring at a mountain of resumes. Now, AI can zip through thousands of CVs in a few minutes, matching candidates based on real skills and experience, not just some keywords. It saves an unbelievable amount of time and really helps people focus on finding the best person for the job. And believe me, the impact is spreading everywhere. In finance, it's sniffing out fraud. In healthcare, it's dramatically speeding up drug discovery. Car companies are using it to optimize designs, and media companies are generating personalized content on the fly. AI is really becoming a fundamental building block in pretty much every industry you can think of. Okay, so that's the big picture stuff. Now, let's bring it right down to a personal level. What are the actual tools you can fire up right now to make your own life easier or maybe more creative? First up, let's check out the tools that are unlocking whole new levels of creativity for everybody. I mean, this stuff is wild. You can now type a simple sentence into Midjourney and get a breathtaking piece of art back. Or you can create those cool stylized avatars with Lensa. Hate being on camera? No problem. Synthesia can create a super realistic AI avatar to read your script for you. And tools like Runway are becoming these amazing video editors that let you do things like just magically remove an object from a scene. It's making creativity more accessible than it's ever been. And it's not just about making art. AI is quickly becoming a totally indispensable assistant for our day-to-day work. You've got the famous one, ChatGPT, which is kind of like a Swiss Army knife for brainstorming or summarizing long articles. Then you have tools like Otter.ai that literally transcribe your meetings as they happen. Read AI takes it a step further and turns that 1-hour meeting into a 2-minute highlight reel. How awesome is that? And of course, there's Grammarly, which is like having a personal editor looking over your shoulder. It's like having a whole team of assistants right at your fingertips. But here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just about using tools that other people have built. The next wave is all about empowering you to build your own AI-powered apps, even if you've never written a single line of code in your life. This is what people are calling the no-code AI movement. There's this new generation of platforms that's making it possible for anyone with a cool idea to actually build and launch their own AI app. It's totally breaking down the walls that used to require, a whole team of expert developers. And the process itself is becoming surprisingly straightforward. With an open source tool like Bolt DIY, the steps are just laid out for you. You basically just copy the project, run a couple of simple commands to get it set up, and boom, you have a working foundation to build on. From there, you can customize your app and get it out to the world. The power to create is truly being put in everyone's hands. But, with all this incredible power comes some pretty big responsibilities. The super fast rise of AI isn't without its challenges, and it is so important that we think about them carefully. First, we have to talk about data privacy. How is our personal and company information being used to train these models? And is it actually secure? Then there's the huge issue of ethical risks and bias. If an AI learns from biased data, its results will be biased too, and that can lead to some really unfair outcomes. And then there's the very real human element of employee anxiety. The fear of jobs being replaced is a big deal. And finally, the sheer costs and computing power needed for this stuff could create a big gap between the tech giants and everyone else. These are some serious hurdles we've got to navigate. Which really brings us to the most important question of all. As AI gets woven deeper and deeper into the fabric of our lives, the real challenge isn't just about building smarter machines. It's about how we choose to use this incredible technology to expand our own abilities, to solve bigger problems, and to ultimately enhance our human potential. That's the conversation that we all need to be a part of. Thanks for tuning in.